Have you ever wondered the difference between you and your desired greatness? Are you torn in the confusion of realizing who you are and what you're capable of actualizing? What if one decision today can reveal the leader within you and change the narrative? Welcome to Empowerment Hub with Chidebere Clifford Eze, where potentials are unlocked and leaders built. While training minds and challenging excuses, ordinary people are transformed into confident, purpose driven leaders. Every episode is a call to action, to growth, to stretch, and to rise. You are equipped to quit doubting and delaying and to start discovering and becoming. Step in, level up, lead boldly, and transform your world. Be empowered.
Hello, exceptional leaders. Welcome to Empowerment Hub. How are you doing? Really, how are you doing? I guess you already said the usual chorus of I'm fine, or whatever your response is when asked how you are doing. Is it not interesting that we have so much chorus, I am fine, that it is now more or less reflects that we do not need to think of it before saying? That is the subconscious mind right there. You have to listen to our last two episodes on mindset, that is, your mind is a garden, and the great mental detox, to comprehend and understand the subconscious mind, how it works, and that will lay foundation for this episode. So tonight we'll be looking at the topic inside the winner's mind. We'll be considering how champions think differently. In our last two episodes, we established that our mind controls us and dictates the outcomes of our life. That the quality of one's life is dependent on the quality of his or her mind. It is Gustav Selman who said that a loser's mentality cannot produce a winner's destiny. A loser's mentality cannot produce a winner's destiny. Our mindset is that invisible architect of our world. It seems invisible, however, it is doing a whole lot to our world. So the quality of our life is a direct reflection of the quality of our mindset. The quality of our mindset defines the boundaries of our limitations and the horizons of our possibilities. Limited mindsets are prisons. So imagine, have you seen a prison before? Have you visited one? I've been privileged to visit one, and oh my god, that's not where to stay, where you would want to stay. And I can remember the prison has fences that are so high, right? But however, this limited mindset is a prison. However, this prison has no bars or walls. So the prison of a limited mindset do not have those long walls or bars. They are just filled with beliefs that are so deeply held that people mistake them for reality itself. Now let's focus on the topic for this discussion. So have you ever wondered how champions think? Have you ever wondered what is the attribute of a winner's mindset? If how we think if our life is a reflection of how we think, it means that if we think better, if we think like winners, then we'll definitely be winners. So we'll be looking at few attributes of winners. The very first attribute of a winner I would want to point out is that winners never stop moving. They keep making progress. I was discussing with one of my revered mentor, and he mentioned something that there is no time that he's not making progress. So whether it is success or failure, he has recorded that he's always making progress. He's always moving forward. Momentum is the most powerful force in the universe of achievement. Winners understand that standing still is a form of moving backward, as the world continues to move forward without them. They have an ingrained bias for action. Winners have an ingrained bias for action, so they don't just sit down planning without taking action. But winners take action, whether they are sure or they are not sure, whether there is clarity or not. Winners take action. They take the next step, even when the entire path is not visible. Because why? Winners trust that motion itself creates clarity. So winners don't wait for perfect conditions to move forward. Winners, they don't wait for perfect conditions to move forward. They know that progress, however small, compounds over time into transformation. The very second attribute of a winner I will be considering tonight is that winners always look up. Winners, they always stay positive. So positivity for a winner is not a naive denial of reality. It is a strategic allocation of focus. They choose their focus with the precision of an archer choosing a target. Winners deliberately look up towards possibility instead of down at the problems. This is not because obstacles don't exist in the lives of winners, but because they understand a fundamental law of the mind. You move towards what you fixate your mind on. Positivity for a winner isn't naive optimism, it's strategic focus. Winners have learned that your mind magnifies whatever you feed it attention. So your mind have the ability to magnify whatever you feed it attention. Have you ever, maybe this must have happened to you. You are so fixated of something, you are thinking about the thing, and all of a sudden you start seeing the thing everywhere, be it a car, be it a bicycle, be it a house. You keep seeing things of that same kind. So your mind magnifies whatever you feed it attention. So whatever you feed your mind, if it success, your mind has the ability to magnify it. So winners starve negativity and nourish the belief that solution exists. Looking up does not mean ignoring the storm. It just means refusing to let the storm define your direction. The third attribute of winners mindset is that winners are learners. They are always curious. The day you stop learning, that's the day you start dying. So the moment you believe you know everything is the moment you begin your decline. Winners operate with a profound sense of humility and an insatiable curiosity. They treat the world as an endless university where every person they meet is a potential professor, and many experience, good or bad, is a lesson. The relentless curiosity is what keeps their mind flexible, the winner's mind flexible, their strategies current, and their growth curve steep. The moment you think you know everything, that's the moment you begin losing. Winners stay hungry for knowledge because they understand that what got them here won't get them there. Curiosity is the winner's antidote to the poison of arrogance. Winners tend to ask more questions than they make statements. They listen more than they speak. They know that within every conversation, every book, every podcast just like this, and every setback, there is a place of intelligence that could unlock their next level of performance or provide the key to their next victory. The fourth attribute of a winner is that winners are adaptable. They are committed to results. A winner falls in love with the outcome, not the method. His loyalty is to the destination, not to the specific path they initially planned to take. So when a strategy fails for a winner, he pivots without ego because his primary commitment is to achieving the result, not to being right about the route. This mental flexibility is what separates champions from casualties in the face of unexpected change. Adaptability separates champions from casualties. Do you want to be a champion? Then you must learn to be adaptable. Winners hold their goals with a tight fist and their strategies with an open hand, ready to adjust everything except their determination to succeed. You cannot be a winner if you always want to stick to the initial plan, want to stick to one particular thing. Right? So adaptability, like I said, it separates champions from casualties. The very last attribute of a winner's mindset is that winners associate with the right people. We are the average of the 5 close people in your life. Winners are fiercely, ruthlessly intentional about their inner circle. I've not seen people as intentional about their inner circle like winners, like champions, people that are winning, like people that are in nature of winning. It's people that are losers, people that are not champions, people that have not achieved a whole lot, that are not quite intentional about their friendship. So you see some people, you ask them, oh, how is this person your friend? Why are you making this person your friend? And you just for the fun of it. But for winners, they are very, very intentional about their inner circle. Winners understand that their mind is a receiver and the people around them are transmitters. So do you want to be a winner? You have to watch for your association. who in your life is a bad transmitter. So access to the wrong voices, the doubters, the complainers, the cynics create static and interference that it disrupts their own signals. So proximity to excellence, on the other hand, creates elevation, pulling them higher. Your associations are either investments or expenses. I believe many of us have foundational knowledge about accounting, and with that foundational knowledge about accounting, we are seeing that your associations are either investments or expenses. So they are either on the credit side or on the debit side. So winners audit their relationships regularly, ensuring that they are surrounded by people who add value, challenge mediocrity, and raise the standard rather than lower it. Let me add one more attribute. I know I said five, but let me add one more. Perhaps one for someone that is listening. So winners don't win alone. Community is everything to winners. Community is everything to winners. Fellowship multiplies what isolation divides. Let me repeat it again. Fellowship, that is associating with believers, associating with people, it multiplies what isolation divides. Winners understand that one person with courage is a majority, but a team with courage is unstoppable. So winners invest in relationships. Winners invest in relationships just the way they invest in their skill. So the myth of self-made solo champion is one of the most pervasive and damaging illusions in our culture. Behind every visible victory stands an invisible man. Winners know that sustained success is not a solitary pursuit. They actively build, nurture, and contribute to networks of support, collaboration, and shared purpose. The great champions don't build momentums to themselves, they build champions. They create ecosystems of success where everyone is invested in mutual elevation, not just personal competition. They understand that winning alone is a hollow victory, but winning together creates a legacy that ensures. We would have looked at how to develop a winner's mindset, but I would refer you to our last episode on the Great Mental Detox, and that would provide a practical guide to develop a winner's mindset. So, guys, today make a decision with your mind, with your life, and your destiny that you will possess a winner's mindset. That you would always, just like we listed out, that you always keep making progress. There is no stopping for you. You will always be making progress. Also determine in your mind that you always look up, you always stay positive. Determine that you will be a learner, you always be curious. Determine that you'll be adaptable, you'll be committed to results, and determined to associate with the right people. There's no other way to be a winner. If you commit to these 5 things, you will see your life be a sign and a wonder. I hope this episode blessed you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving even your time. I recommend that you go back and listen to this episode again. Trust me, you did not get everything that was said. Listen to this episode. The very best gift you will give to me is to ensure that you develop that winner's mindset. And with that, I say thank you so much. See you by this time next week. Bye.